7:50 or 10 minutes to 8, whichever comes first. Tomorrow morning we'll be davening at 6:10. Now for a quick of our Torah. In this week's parsha we have the mitzvah of destroying any vestige of avodah zarah, of idolatry that we find in the land of Israel. And to destroy and to go after the people who follow avodah zarah or idolatry. It's a very important thing. Basically what we derive from here, by the way, is one of the places where we derived the idea of do not follow the nations. Because remember, the Jews are coming in. They were recently slaves. Okay, this is a generation afterwards. They're not, they've left Egypt. They've had 40 years in the desert to figure out how to be free, how to be Jewish, how to follow Hashem. But there's the danger that they would follow the ways of the nations in the land, which means avodah zarah. And you have to remember that when we talk about idolatry at this period, we're not talking about, they're like us, but they pray to multiple gods. That's not avodah zarah. That's not idolatry. First of all, you have to remember the ancient gods, according to what they believed, did not care if you were moral or not. They did not care how you acquired the sacrifice. All they cared about was their eating. Prometheus was tortured by the gods because he brought fire to humans. The gods had the fire to themselves. They did not think that humans should have fire, according to the Greek mythology. Whereas God looks at the Jews' fire as a bracha, a blessing. It's a blessing for us. So you have these major distinctions in the way they looked at the world and the way we look at the world. We look at a God who is moral and ethical and just and wants us to be moral and ethical and just. He demands it of us. If you stole your korban, you stole your sacrifice, it was trade. It was no good. Because God wanted it to be kosher. He wants you to be on a higher moral level. And that way you can be a light unto the nations, that they will see how we behave and will try to follow us. So, that's why we have to destroy every vestige of avodah zarah. Today, by the way, if you find an idol in Israel from this period, you find a Baal. It's sent to the Ministry of Antiquities, it's placed in a museum. We don't think anybody will follow that. We're dealing in a period where people did follow that and committed all sorts of crimes in the name of their gods. Child sacrifice, for instance. Something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanim.